Have you ever dreamed about living on a lake in Connecticut? Well, today we are going to be diving into Columbia Lake. It's one of Eastern Connecticut's most desirable lake communities. In this video, we are going to talk about the real estate market around the lake, the lifestyle, and what you can get. So, let's dive in. My name is Jason Boice. I'm a local real estate agent here in Central and Eastern Connecticut, and I have passions for fitness, real estate, and family life with my wife Jasmine and our dog Holly. On this channel, we're going to cover everything you need to know about upsizing or downsizing in the state of Connecticut. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's start with location. Columbia Lake is just south of Andover, east of Hebron. You are sandwiched in between Route 6 and Route 66 and connected by Route 87, which actually runs along a portion of the lake. So Route 87 brings it right along waterfront portion on the eastern side of the lake. Columbia Lake is also a short drive, just minutes from Hebron, Andover, Glastonbury, and Windham. So Columbia Lake is a natural lake, and it is actually, maintenance is a cooperation of the Lake Association, the town, and the landowners around the body of water. Columbia Lake is a 281-acre lake. It's actually one of the town's most popular attractions. The summer season is the busiest time of year. It's generally filled with the beach from residents of all ages. And there is swimming, kayaking, sailing, boating, and fishing, all very popular. It is one of the cleaner lakes in the state. It is one of the more desirable lakes in Eastern Connecticut. It's generally known for clear water, scenic shoreline, and recreational facility. So we're going to cover a bunch of the lake details and laws. So as I mentioned, 281-acre lake is the size. It's about 1.5 miles long. It is a natural occurring lake with spring-fed water, so it's known for its excellent water quality. They do allow motorized boats, which is one of the biggest draws, however, limited to 10 horsepower motors. Popular for swimming, kayaking, canoeing, paddleboarding, sailing. Fishing is generally done year-round. You'll even see people ice fishing during the winter. Water skiing and tubing are also popular within speed restrictions. As far as access goes, there is one public boat launch at the southwest end of the lake, off of Lake Road. It is maintained by the town of Columbia. The lake is only accessible by Columbia residents, so you have to live within town and you have to use your pass for access. If you are a non-resident, you are not able to use the lake for boating unless you are invited by a guest member of the town. As far as private access goes, all the people who are waterfront obviously get access. There are a lot of docks. There also are deeded right-of-ways. So some of the owners beyond have deeded right-of-ways for access or docks to the water. Now let's talk a little bit about the real estate. Now, there are very few sales that occur around the lake. In the entire past year, there were only 9 closed sales around the lake. Of those, only 2 were waterfront and 1 was across the street with deeded access. The others were a little bit away. Tips for buyers: if you are looking to buy waterfront or deeded access and you want a dock, know that you're going to have to go through a dock permitting process, just something to keep in mind. So with that being said, let's dig in. Let's take a look at some of these properties just to give you an idea of what stuff is selling for around the lake. All right, so this is everything that's either currently listed or sold around the lake in the past year. So these are currently listed. You have this property, which is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet, half acre, listed for $400,000. It's been on the market for 19 days. Let's take a look. So let's check out location first. So it is a little ways away from the lake. It's this listing here. Cute. Updated. So it looks pretty well updated. That's a small room. Nice decks in the back, trying to take advantage of a potential lake view. Not really much going on there. Floor plans. So that is listed at 400,000. Then we also have currently listed 3-bed, 2.5-bath, 1,400 square feet on 1 acre. This one is listed here across the street from the lake on Route 87. Looks like a nice updated deck. Now you are on Route 87, so a little bit of a busier road. Floor plans, nicely updated. With a full basement. There you go, there's the location, there's the lake. So that is listed at 400,000, been on the market for 14 days. Then we have this one. Now this is waterfront off of Route 87, 5-bed, 2 full, 2 half baths, 2,100 square feet on 1/3 of an acre. Obviously, if you're waterfront, you're gonna have smaller lots. Wow, 4-car garage. Dated kitchen, big though. Definitely dated with some wallpaper. Lots of wallpaper. Attic. Older mechanicals. So that house was built in 1938, so definitely older. But you can see you are going to pay a premium for waterfront. This one's listed at 929,000. Probably get it for less though. It has been on the market for over 3 months. Last one actively listed. This is listed for 2.9 million, 5-bed, 5-bath, 4,600 square feet on 1 acre. This has been on the market for 107 days. There you go. This is what almost $3 million gets you. A very nice compound on the water with its own private beach and separate garage. Log cabin style, which is interesting, but very nicely done. Looks like very high-end finishes. A lot of beamwork, offered ceilings in the bedrooms. Very nice. And listed for 2.9 million. So you see the vast difference when you go waterfront. Now let's look at some of the ones that have sold in the past year. This is the cheapest sale in the entire lake. 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,000 square feet, 0.19 acres. And this one was located across the street from the water, not waterfront. So water view. Nice water view. But dated cottage. So this is more of a cottage. And you're going to see some of these. Very small kitchen. You know, they made that little second floor into a bedroom. But you'll see a lot of that in those cottages. That was built in 1942. This 3-bed, 2.5-bath, 1,600 square feet, 1 acre, sold for $435,000. This was built in 1952. with 2-car garage. It's a cute ranch. So not quite a water view, a little ways away, but updated. Something like that. Nice house if you want to be within a short walk of the lake. And then let's go a little bit higher just to give you an idea of a range. Right, so this sold for $575, 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square feet, and nice water view. 2-car garage. Nice house, well updated, water view. Built in 1972, that sold for $575. And then next one up, this sold for $700. Now this, again, we talked about waterfront. This one was waterfront. So looks like the deck needs some work, but you have the beautiful waterfront. And here we go, the inside, dated. Needs some work. Little finished basement area. That was built in 1942. And give you an idea of the highest sale that occurred. This sold for $2.3 million, 6-bed, 4.5 bath, 4,700 square feet on 3.8 acres. This is actually like a small compound with 2 houses, but beautiful waterfront. A little dated, this needed some maintenance, but has some nice touches. And that sold for $2.3 million. So hope you found that helpful. Hope you got an idea of what different dollar amounts can get you around the lake. Right, 400,000 to 600,000, you can get a cottage or even a well-updated house walking distance from the lake. If you want waterfront, though, for properties that need updated, that need work, you're looking at about 700,000, upwards to 2.9 million for a beautiful compound that we see on the water. So you're going to be paying a lot more for waterfront. So now let's go through some pros and cons of Columbia Lake. So what are the pros? It's a large lake, 281 acres. There is boating allowed, including motors, which some of the lakes around here don't allow motors. So if that's something you're interested in, advantage Columbia Lake. There are some bigger lots. It's going to vary. There are also, especially waterfront, some smaller ones. But compared to some of the lakes in eastern Connecticut, there are some potentially larger lots available. Columbia Lake is known for beautiful sunsets, great wildlife. There is 4-season use, even through ice fishing in the winter. And there is public access for town residents. Now, covering some of the cons, it can get busy during peak season. Most lakes can. And there are limited houses that come up from sale, right? We looked at, even in the lake area, 9 in the past year, only 2 waterfront. So if you're looking for waterfront, it is going to be challenging. You're going to have to be patient. And when something does come up, you're going to have to move quick and probably have to pay a premium. And if you're looking for a dock, you will have to go through a dock permitting process. Can be a little bit complex. Now, I hope you found this helpful. Always my goal. If you are considering a move to Columbia, want to be near a lake, or if you own around the lake and looking to sell, I'd love the opportunity to help provide the information. If you found this helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe for more content. And if you know anyone that would find this useful, who's looking to move to Columbia Lake or looking to sell, please share this with them so that we can help give them the information to make the best decision for their family. Now, stay tuned if you want to see the rest of this series where we're covering all the lakes in Eastern Connecticut. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.